Hi, this is Ashtart, but I'd be pleased if you'd call me Ash. All of my friends do. I am recording from Tacoma Park in Washington, D.C. It's a beautiful cloudy day, and it looks like it might thunderstorm soon, so you'll forgive me if I rush through this a little bit. Just kidding. I'm going to talk today about Otherkin. Otherkin are human beings who have non-human souls. Otherkin are extremely important to our world and to the development of our continued spirituality and peace on Earth at this time. Otherkin are often born into difficult situations, turmoil in their families, homes where they aren't understood, and they may discover at an early age that they are significantly different from the people around them. They have different expressions with the world around them, different experiences, and different understanding of how everything works. Many Otherkin become isolated, and that is not their purpose on Earth at this time. Although in the West, many people do not understand this concept of a human being with a non-human soul who is here for a very sacred mission. In the East, this is commonly understood, and in the global South. There are many degrees of humanity, and not all of them are the ones that we push people into accepting and being here in the West. Not all of them are types of people that belong in a 9-to-5 paying job where they relate to other people with their logical facilities. Many people are here to bring magic, to bring mysticism, and to create a space of grounding and sacredness that benefits us all across the globe. I'm talking about Otherkin today, partially because we are undergoing an Otherkin renaissance, where many people in the West are discovering that they belong in this group. And there's no reason to feel alone, ashamed, misunderstood, or lonely. You're not isolated. There are many people like you. The other reason that I'm talking about Otherkin today is because for people who do not identify as Otherkin, for most human beings in other words, it's important to create a space to embrace this other side of humanity, this greater understanding of humanity, so that we all can benefit. There are three main types of Otherkin that I'm going to talk about. One type is very connected to magic, very connected to the earth spirits or to celestial spirits around us. This type of Otherkin can easily manipulate energy and can easily create magical spaces around them where other people who are with them, when they're tuned into this aspect of themselves, may feel very happy, very enjoying themselves like they were when they were kids, when everything was magical. When you were a kid, were able to observe many of these things that I'm talking about. And only when you grew up, for most of us, did we start to stop observing the world as it really is. So for these magical types of Otherkin who are connected with the flow and with energy working, what they're really doing is helping to remind you that all the magic that you saw when you were a child didn't go anywhere. It's still all around you. And as an adult, your responsibility to the magic is actually to participate with it and to help it grow and flow. Just as you create loving relationships where love flows among a group of people or within your family. A loving family is a boon to all of society. And when we embrace the flow and embrace magic, it is much the same. We create a boon for all of society to enjoy. The second type of otherkin I want to talk about is the type of kin that is very solid, very contained within their space. These can create and hold spaces that are sacred. This may not seem as exciting to us looking from the outside as kin that actively produce magic, or at least it doesn't seem as exciting to me. But I know that there are many kin that really enjoy the aspect of holding a space. And as a shamanic practitioner, I very much understand and honor the ability of those who hold sacred spaces, who are solid and who do not let the world sway them from their sacredness and their way of being. It's important to hold a space because that allows new things to gather, new things to become real. Just think, we need churches and mosques, we need places of business, grocery stores, we need all manner of spaces that allow for people to gather and then to pray or worship or repent or however their faith directs them, to do business and connect with other people who are doing business, and to sell their goods. If no one was creating a space for there to be groceries to be sold, where would we get our food? It would be much more chaotic than it is. And so we need these spaces. We need people who say, I'm holding this sacred space. I'm holding this energy for where I am. And that is very needed and very sacred. The third type of kin that I want to talk about goes by sorts of scary names. Vampires, demons, names like this that strike fear into people because of popular media. Yes, there are kin that identify with the darker side of life. And these kin, although sometimes they may not even know it themselves, are also incredibly important to the greater flow of life. Just think, in our society, we require the services of people who dig graves for a living. We require people who perform autopsies and find out how people perished so that we can prevent similar things from happening in the future, or put our own minds to ease that they were not the victim of foul play, or understand that maybe they were. All people who perform autopsies are very important in our society, but not a lot of people want to be around dead bodies every day, right? The people who do are both different from a lot of us, but very needed. In a similar way, otherkin who identify with the darker side of life are very needed, although maybe different from a lot of us. These otherkin are needed because they are able to approach dark energies around us, energies of anger, fear, sadness, that become rooted in our spaces and do not want to leave. These otherkin are often able to transmute and transform these energies simply by their active engagement with them. And this is very needed. Just as you need people who are willing to study toxins and study poisons, we need people who are able to explain, you should not ever put that in your mouth. These otherkin are able to be around these toxins for long periods of time, but not perish from them. And they're able to express to the rest of us, you should never put that in your mouth. Maybe I should, but you shouldn't. And that's why these otherkin are needed. In other societies, otherkin are known as many labels. Sometimes they are known as avatars, as people who are possessed by various animal spirits. They may be known as people who are shamans like me, connected to ancestors. And in some societies, the ancestors are not necessarily human. In some societies, the ancestors are beings of magic, are beings that came from high above, from the stars, are beings that came from the earth. And these people who can connect with the ancestors are connecting with that magical past and bringing it into the forefront. It is time in the West that we fully embrace that these people are needed, that these people do exist, and that these people do have a place here. As I said earlier, just because you stopped believing in magic doesn't mean it went anywhere. There are many people in spiritual crises, human and otherkin alike, who do not need to go through these spiritual crises, because there are many masters of magic, of holding sacred spaces, and of transmuting the darker energies, who are all around us and willing to help us move forward. So, in concluding this recording, I would like to say prayers for you, human or otherkin, that you are able to find the truth of who you are, that you are able to understand your purpose for being here. And I pray for you that you are able to connect fully into the truth of who you are and help all of us be brighter, move forward, and have prosperous lives full of love, hope, and change for the better. May you be blessed. May those around you be blessed. Namaste. Aloha.